Hi everyone, welcome to first day of week 2, so day 8. Today I've got a hip opening practice. It will be quite slow paced, so some of you will absolutely love this type of flow because we'll do lots of longer holds, and some of you will hate it because you're left with your thoughts quite a lot, so it's a lot about opening up, which some people can find quite tricky the first few times you do this. With hip openers, we store a lot of emotion in our hips, so it's very common for people to feel. So you might feel really sad, you might feel really happy. When I first started doing hip openers, I used to feel a lot of anger and frustration because I feel like this is an emotion that I didn't really let out in other forms. So when it came to my yoga practice, that's what I felt, and it used to really frustrate me. So then it drew me away from doing them, and then when I came back into them, I've really seen the benefits in just my everyday life. So whatever emotions do come up, just let them be. Try not to give them too much judgment. Some of you, especially in the last posture, it's a really deep hip opener, um, and it quite often makes me feel very overwhelmed, and sometimes actually cry. So if this does happen, then just let it be, and just don't shy away, and just try and really open up your minds to the practice and just see what comes up for you. Some of you might just feel happiness, and that would be it's amazing too. So yeah, we'll be working a lot into the second chakra as well. The chakra, basically, the first one starts right in our roots, so right on our pelvic floor, and then the seventh chakra is right at the top of our crown of our head. So we worked with our heart chakra in the heart opening flow the other day, and this one is working into the second chakra, the sacral chakra, where we hold. This is linked to our creativity, relationships, pleasure. So if it's feeling blocked, then this quite often for creative people, if they're having a mental creative block, then I would say come and do a hip opening practice, as if this, because we'll be nourishing this chakra, and when this chakra is nourished and working in harmony with our bodies, then we should feel it kind of sparks up new ideas, as this chakra is where I suppose like new, so when in females where babies are born, and then same with men, it's the start of life. So this is where new things kind of come into our lives. So if this is working harmoniously, then we should be more creative and moving more fluid, having more fluidity through our lives, rather than being kind of stuck in a rut. So it's a very deep practice, hip openers. So as I said, just see how you get on, and if you do feel overwhelmed, then I would suggest coming into a narrow leg child's pose, which we will do at the end of the practice, as this just kind of closes it all off again after all that opening and kind of regrounds us. So we're going to get started lying on our backs in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So our feet are going to be like this, and then we're just going to lie back onto the mat. Palms facing upwards. The further out you have your legs, the less intense it will be. So if you have them further out and you can't feel it, then I'd suggest just bringing them a little bit closer. And at first, this posture might feel really deep in the hips, but hopefully we'll be staying here for a while, so it should hopefully ease off a little bit. As you get deeper into the pose, again, you can always reshift it and just bring your legs a little bit closer, just to deepen the opening. like you all to bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. And I'm going to take you through a little breathing exercise. So we're going to breathe in for 4 and out for 4. So in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Just come back to your normal breath for a few moments. We're going to do this again, but for a count of 6 instead. If you can't get to the 6, then just keep going with the 4s. And then if you feel ready to take it up to the 6 counts, then just join in when you feel ready. So in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just come back to your normal breath. Feeling the belly rise and fall. Now we're just going to take our legs out long onto the mat, and we're going to come into a half happy baby to start with. So already this is quite a deep posture. So to do this, we've got to grab either our toes with our 2-piece fingers, or grab the outer edge of our right foot and just start to pull the leg down. So we want to keep our left leg firmly rooted, but if you are really struggling to get into this position, then just bend the left knee and pull it down like from this. But if you can, it's preferred to have the leg down, but if you can't, if this isn't accessible, then obviously bend it. And just see, we want to just be pulling that leg down towards the mat. And now just letting that leg go down and grabbing the left leg and doing the same again. So having the right leg out long and pulling down. the left knee to the ground. And now we're just grabbing both legs. So hugging them into the chest first, and then putting them at a 90-degree angle and just pulling them down to the ground. We can make gentle movements in this position if it feels right to. So maybe just rocking from side to side. Maybe straightening the legs out, only if you have the flexibility in the hips to do so.
Yeah. I thought you were on the phone. I'm doing a detective thing. The people after you, do you recognise any of this stuff?
And then just hugging the knees in, tucking the chin to the chest, and then we're just going to make some rocking movements up to our yogic squat malasana. So just taking a moment to feel into this position. We'll stay here a bit longer than we normally do, just so we can really start to open the hips. So using your elbows to push against your knees, this will encourage your hips to open even wider and just gets you deeper into the opening. Maybe reaching out to the right and opening the left arm out to the sky. And then to the left. And again, just wiggling out these hips. Hopefully this position is quite a lot easier to get into than the start of the 21 days. Maybe being able to place the heels down onto the mat now rather than the toes. Pushing the heart forward. And then we're going to push up through our feet, heel toe our feet in to about hip width distance apart. And then we're just going to clasp our elbows and hang down here in a ragdoll position. Just opening up the backs of the legs. Maybe letting the arms just hang and just swaying from side to side. Feeling it in the top of the thighs, in the hip joints. Now we're going to bring our feet together and we're going to step our right leg back into a low lunge. So we're really going to feel into this low lunge and open up those hips. So pushing deep down into the right hip flexor, hips staying square, and just making little bounces just to deepen the opening. And you're sweeping the arms up to the sky. Each time going a little bit deeper into that right hip flexor. Now we're going to come to our lizards, so placing our hands on the inside of the left foot, wiggling that left foot out to the outer edge of the mat, and just staying up on the hands for now. And again, just making any gentle movements. If you'd like to take it further, then you can bring your elbows down to the floor. And again, maybe swaying from left to right. Just really getting into those areas. Now you can either do this on the hand or you can do it on the elbow. We're just going to open up that left shoulder and place it onto the left knee, and we can use this, but be really gentle here, just pushing out the leg just to feel deeper into those hips. This might feel really awkward for some of you, and if it just isn't feeling right, then just don't do it. Maybe reaching forward and just opening up the arm to the back, and you should feel an even deeper opening throughout the hips. And come back to centre, push up through the back leg, and we're just going to push into a downward facing dog, and we'll just maybe shake out those hips a little bit as we've done some deep opening there. Now we're going to take our downward dog wide, so I want you to put your feet on the outer edges of the mat or even just off the mat, and our hands the same. And we're going to come up onto our tiptoes and then lower, and then maybe taking these bounces, really feeling into the hips, maybe waving if that feels better than the bouncing. Just taking whatever your body is calling out for. If that's a child's pose, then that's fine. I would just say come to a wide legged child's pose. So you're still opening up the hips. And then come back to a normal downward facing dog. Now we're going to step the right leg through. So we come to a low lunge on opening up the left hip flexor. So again, taking the hands onto the knee and just feeling these bounces really gently. If bouncing isn't feeling nice, then just take it static, maybe edging a little bit deeper with each exhale. Maybe sweeping the arms round. And again. And then coming to our lizard, so hands on the inside of the right foot this time, walking that right foot out to the outside edge of the mat. Either staying here or coming down to the elbows. Again, making any gentle movements that feel nice. And again, opening up that right leg, the right hip flexor, maybe gazing up to the sky. And then maybe it feels nice too, coming up onto the hand and just opening up a little bit deeper into that hip flexor. Round to a downward facing dog. And again, just walking it out, releasing the hips. Now we're going to come to a three-leg dog. So we're going to start by, sometimes easier to place the left foot slightly towards the midline, and then sweep that back leg up, open the hips, we want to keep strong through our hands here. So the tendency is to flare out to the right side, but we want to keep them square. And then we bend, if you want to make it deeper, you can bend that right knee. Maybe coming up onto the toes of the left foot and then lowering and feeling that opening deepen even more. Then we're going to bring our knee through to our chest and then place it next to our left hand and our left hip flexor and come into pigeon posture. This is such a deep opening for the sacral chakra. If it feels nice to, we can do a gentle twist here. So placing our left hand on our right knee, right hand on our wrap round our left thigh, and use this to elongate the spine and twist round to the right. That's not going to be for everyone, so just listen to your body and do what you can today. Maybe taking a gentle back bend and walking the hands back. And then we're just going to lower our chest to the mat. Using our hands as a pillow and just rest here for a few breaths. Really, really feeling into this pigeon. Gently, slowly coming out of the posture, taking your time here before pushing back up, maybe shaking that leg out in your three-leg dog, lowering it down to downward facing dog, then lifting up that left leg. Remember, keeping the arms square, the shoulders square, not flaring out to the side like this. To be straight forward, and then bend that back knee. Really feeling this opening through the left side. And then bring it knee to nose, and then place it by the right hand, right hip flexor, coming up into our left side pigeon. Just taking a few moments to get comfortable here because we'll be here for a while. Again, you can always take a block under your left sit bone or a cushion just to encourage your hips to stay square. Maybe taking that twist. I find this side a lot harder, so you might also have that, seeing one being a lot easier to do to get into the posture. And then lowering down using our hands as a pillow here. when you're ready, pushing up through the hands, pushing back into that downward facing dog, maybe shaking out that leg. Now we're going to come to a seated, wide-legged position. So to get here, we're going to bring our right knee across our chest and see if we can just place it by our left hand, or just coming to this position however you get there. So we want our full legs to be engaged here. So to do this, we need to flex our toes up to the sky. You want to have this sensation of your thighs being pulled up towards your pelvis, as this just gives us a little bit more space and allows us to get a little bit deeper into our hips. Again, your legs don't need to be this wide, they can be here, it's fine as long as you can feel the opening in the hips. So we're all going to elongate our spines up to the sky, and then we're just going to walk our hands out in front of us. They might just come to here, that's fine, just go to wherever your body can today, and try, you want to be in a little bit of discomfort but not in pain, so just finding your edge. Maybe closing off the eyes here, as this just helps you to look inwards. As when they're open, we're always looking for distractions to distract us from what's actually going on inside. Slowly coming up. Then we're just going to reach over to our left leg. So we're going to place our left hand on our right thigh and just sweep over. You might just get to here, that's fine. If you can, grab the toes, then do this, as you can use it to pull against your feet and it will encourage your heart to open up towards the sky, getting a deeper twist and hip opener. And then coming back to centre and then doing the same on the other side. So right hand coming to the left thigh and then sweeping over to the left foot, if it will reach there, or just coming up like this. I want to see your heart opening more than you rounding, so the arm needs to come over the head to do this. And then coming up through centre. Now we're going to bring our legs into a Baddha. So I want you to have elongated spines here. So your feet ideally want to come closer to your body, wrap around your hands, and then just elongate your spine up, encouraging your knees to go out towards the mat. If you're up here, you can use your elbows to push down like this, and that will just encourage you to get deeper into the opening. Now we're going to bring our right knee across, so our right foot is touching our left bum cheek, and then our left knee is going to come on top into shoelace position. If this isn't accessible for you today, then you're going to come to this position instead. So have your right knee at a right angle and your left knee at a right angle, kind of like a double pigeon. Again, that you might look like this when you're in that position. As long as you can feel the opening in your hips, then you're doing the right thing. So wherever you are, just come to here for a few breaths. maybe walking forward a little bit. And coming back out of the forward fold if you're in it. Now we're going to do a little twist. So if you are in the double pigeon, then just switch your legs over. If you are in shoelace, then we're going to do a little snazzy turn. So I want you to keep your feet exactly where they are, and you're literally just lifting your bum up in the air, turning around, and you should end up in the same position just with the other leg on top. So left leg underneath, right leg on top. Growing tall. And maybe coming forward. And then walking up. Okay, so now we have our last hip opener pose. So this is really, really deep. So some of you might find it so uncomfortable, but I'll just show you the different levels of it, and you just come to wherever you can today. So we're just going to unravel the legs. I'm going to do it facing you. So it's called frog position. So to do this, we need our feet to be out kind of at 90-degree angle. So legs parallel, feet flexed. And then you just edge them out a little bit further and further. You might be just up here, and that's fine. Just come to wherever you need to be. So actually, I'll show you from this way so you can see the shape of my body. So as I come down, I don't want my hips to be really far back, and I don't want them to be too far forward, as I'm not doing myself the best benefit of the posture. They need to kind of be directly in the middle or near about enough. And then just allow your body to come to the floor. And then as you get deeper into the posture, you can just start to edge the knees out further and further. So, coming to whatever you can do today. You might be up here, and that's fine. Just making sure the hips aren't shift back too far or too forward. Just be wherever you need to be, and then the longer we're in the posture, the deeper you might be able to get yourself into it. Again, closing off the eyes to bring the focus inwards. This is a posture where lots and lots of emotions may arise. So again, just allow them. Try and be open. And just let them come and go. So now really, really slowly coming out of this posture, just edge yourself backwards up onto your hands and slowly, really gently wiggle your knees in, and we'll just come to a narrow leg child's pose, arms by our side, and just closing off the body again. You can stay here longer if you wish. If not, you can come and close the practice with me. So we'll just come to a seated position on our mats. We'll take a couple of releasing breaths, so keeping your eyes closed. We're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, Namaste. Thank you everyone for flowing with me again. Yeah, so if you did feel quite emotional in that yoga flow, then just know that that's fine. And also, some of you might have really struggled, but over time hippocampus do become a lot easier, both physically and mentally. So yes, if you have any questions or want to talk about how it made you feel, then I'm always here for you to come to if you need me. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the mat tomorrow. Bye.